Let me go live. All right, so we are live now. So it just says stream start soon. So we should be good. Let's make sure let's reset everything. Make sure everything. Hey, everybody watch the ads. Watch the ads. Give me the revenue. I got all the way to the end. Watch the ads. All right, let's see. 3 watching now. All right, let me go ahead and do it all over. Stream health, what's the stream health looking like? Excellent. All right, let's go ahead and do it all over again. All right, mute up. Let's get it.
Welcome to the Blxxk Anime Podcast.
You see me dead, do you? Well then. Go on.
She all about that ass. That's why it's
I love Naruto. I grew up on Naruto. So like, I just always compared anime to Naruto.
You are now tuned into the Blxxk Anime Podcast.
Not the same.
Bro, that nigga was strong. He just got caught up by that.
Emma is Naruto.
Not the same, bro. Not even close.
I'm a break it down.
You are now tuned in to the Blxxk Anime Podcast.
This is the end of the road. Afro Samurai.
Hey, what's good, everybody? It's Aaron, aka Lost Homie, aka the Anime Anthology. Back again. Never thought we'd be here for. Honestly, we went on hiatus, and I was like, this hiatus may never end, but it's ending. It's ending with this video and something special that's coming also next week. But yeah, Spotlights is something that if you followed our website and what we've been doing for the past season 3, something we've kind of been doing, spitting out, having spotlighting and posting our spotlights on our webpage and all that. Right now, webpage isn't up. However, that doesn't mean we can't keep celebrating the black talent in the community. So we're gonna keep doing that. So that's what we're here to do today. Spotlights is a new series that's gonna be live on YouTube first, and then a week later we're gonna post the audio on our pod, and then even then we're gonna be posting highlights and answering questions from our guests onto our YouTube. So basically, if you want to see everything, you gotta be on YouTube. I'm just saying, you want to see all this stuff, you gotta be on the YouTube. You know, I'm just letting y'all know. All right, subscribe, hit that, smash that like button, guys, smash it. Anyway, so these 2 guys I'm about to bring up to y'all, they are people that we have wanted on this pod for a long time now. We've been talking with them since before they even released their books. Before they released their books, we was like, we gotta get them on here. And so I felt like it was only right that if we were gonna start interviewing people again and getting back into it, that we had to bring them here first. So, I'm gonna let them introduce themselves. I'm not even gonna do it for them. Yeah. So what's good, my guys? Go ahead and introduce yourselves and y'all company and all that kind of stuff like that. Tell us about y'all.
Pledger, optimist, co-founder, Cerberuz Entertainment, main illustrator, halftime writer when I feel like it's, and co-creator of Dark Vulcan, our series on Webtoons and on Amazon.
My name is Keenan Pledger. I am the main writer, also co-founder of Cerberuz Entertainment, and partial artist to some degree. And I go by King Loomer at King Loomer TVs on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram.
Some of y'all just saw all the this is a little delay, but some of y'all just saw all the questions we gonna ask today. If you was fast enough, you're gonna get a screenshot. But I want to say, first of all, I'm really happy to be here with y'all. Man, like I said, we've been waiting, like really looking forward to this. Me and Bo. The reason why Bo can't be here is because Bo, I don't know if I said on the pod, but Bo is married. That's a married man. It's a married man. He on the East Coast. And so getting him available is like a week, a week's progress. I know, Kadeem, you married, right? Are y'all both married or is it just? Y'all both married, so y'all know exactly how it goes. Y'all know exactly how it goes. It's hard to get that free time. The fact I get him when I do is I get him when I do. But I know you have to be here. But it's really great to finally have y'all on the pod and like that. If you're listening to the voice only right now, I'm gonna let y'all know that at times we may answer questions from the crowd. If the crowd ever has a question to ask us, so if that happens, then you might be a little confused at first, but I'll try my best to explain it. But let's get right into it. Let's get right into it. First question. Y'all already know the questions, but I might ask in different order. First question is, what is Cerberuz Entertainment?
Cerberuz Entertainment, we really started off as like we really going deep. It was really a Beyblade. We created and started creating stories after a while, and then we started, we always wanted to do comics, cartoons, and stuff like that. So I think after a little bit, we just figuring that it's probably best that we start a company and like really like stop, tipping our little foot in the water, trying to say, oh yeah, we want to do this, but not really doing it. We just, a black indie comic creators that's trying to really just put black stories and artists and writers on the map, honestly.
Anything from you, Keenan?
Yeah, well, I mean, that was pretty much nailed on the head. Other than the fact that, at the end of the day, it all started out as just like, we were just doing, it was a group, we were doing like, we were kids, like middle school, just making up stories, playing with action figures, and eventually these stories just started to like become a thing. These characters like became like a part of like our whole being. So Dark Vulcan was the very first one we had, and then it was just like, all right, let's do it. And it's just been carrying on since then. And about a couple of years after college, that's when we just decided, like 2016. Kid, that's his nickname for me. I'm never gonna call him by his first name. He hit me up and he said, I'm ready to get started on it again. Can you look at this story? And I was just like, all right, let's do it. So that's how we got here.
Oh, sure. So as being brothers, you know what I mean? I know brothers be competing, you know what I mean? That, I got family, my brothers be competing, working hard. How was it really like working together with your brother on this? Like, like likes, dislikes, advantages, disadvantages. Like how's it work?
I feel like we was a lot closer to like in how we acted and the things that we was into when we were younger. Now that we're older, we're like almost two completely different people. So like now we're trying to get on the same page for certain things. And then we're both married. I'm just trying to figure everything out. But like it's been working with family is always gonna be tough because there's emotion in there, and then there's also this passion to get stuff done and what you feel is best and what they feel is best. And you really got to just come to an agreement, because at the end of the day, that's still family.
Mm-hmm.
You can argue, you can do all this at the end of the day, but that's still your brother. You still got to figure stuff out. So it's fun. Like honestly, it's not nothing that I would like say don't work with your family. I mean, granted, we ain't got that far down the line. we've been hip to hip since he's been born. So
what's the age difference? What's the age difference between y'all two?
Only a year.
Oh, okay.
Year and a couple months.
Okay.
Yeah, only I would say one of the best parts about it, honestly, in my opinion, is what makes it easier is because we've been just so close since my entire life. Mm-hmm. So from that, we grew up like very, very young, or like both of us drawing a whole bunch. And by the time we were in middle school, we were really like putting together stories together. So we've already like through most of those years, we've established like that team dynamic, that workflow, that energy. Once we're together, we're bouncing ideas together. And when life stuff hits and shit gets My bad. Stuff gets rough.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to keep the custom to a minimum, but you know what I mean. I'll be custom to it. It's okay. It's okay.
But my bad. Stuff happens, and everybody, you get those down days, and some days you're not on the same page. One of us down, one of us is up, and it's just finding that balance. And when it's family, how to get that person out of that space. When they need that space, rather than when it's somebody you don't know that closely. It's hard to gauge where they're at.
Yeah.
And there's a lot more communication. So I feel like it's one of the best ways to work, in my opinion. Always going to be hurdles, of course, trying to get on the right page and get the vision, but it's I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Oh, okay, that's real. That's real. I mean, I feel like having a bond between you two is what really kind of helps it too. Because I feel like when you can tell the difference. I mean, we've all read stories from like DC, Marvel, even indie companies where like the writer and the artist hate each other. Like we can tell they hate each other. We can tell what they're doing, right? And like then you comes out, in the news 2 months later after the story's over. Oh yeah, they hate. Like you can tell, right? And it doesn't work. Like it doesn't be conducive. So like the fact that y'all, have that bond of brothers, and it's a good bond because some brothers hate each other. That I think that reflects in the quality of the work that y'all do. You know what I mean? Like it's very apparent. But keeping with the idea of personal experiences, would you say there are any personal experiences that I would say has influenced you guys so far? Like anything that you've gone through that you feel like you really put into the books, or really like what's that personal touch, that personal connection that you feel like people would feel when they read it and stuff like that? So it's like a loaded question, but yeah.
To be honest, the beginning of it actually started when we were just starting drawing. This is around the time I think like Dragon Ball just aired. Toonami still had Moltar on there from Space Ghost. Like it wasn't even Toonami yet. And we just started drawing some of the characters from Dragon Ball, and we showed our dad, and he was like, so. They weren't colored pictures either. It was just like a pencil drawing. Mm-hmm. It's like, so are the characters black? Like, are they black? Are they white? Are they Asian? Like, and that was like, and that question has been just like a pin in everything, because after that moment, I started noticing like there's no black on television, like barely anywhere, and especially in the medium that we really was enjoying like that, like anime. And it started really becoming a driving force. And then, at that point, it's just, that was what gave the whole idea to even do it, because we wanted that. Got to the point we were on the internet. Internet's all brand new, and we get to see Boob 10, 20 years before he even makes it in the U.S. We're like, oh, there's one. Mm-hmm. But that's not enough, So I guess one of the other experiences, honestly, just is more recent. It's just coming out of that, just leaving high school and into young adult, and just when life hits you and how hard it hits you. Like that's one thing that as I've been we've been developing the story and I've been writing, and I'm pretty sure by now everybody knows we've gone through so many different scripts, because the more life happens, the more ideas. It's just like, okay, this would probably go up and happen like way differently. This will probably affect this person way differently. Let's switch it up. So and I think for me, losing our mom last, now 2020, into 2020, that hit like a rock, and like more. But it's life changing, and I think it's something I really didn't. There's no way to know how it's gonna affect you before it happens. And so I feel like that's something that portraying into the story of Dark Vulcan, just how loss really affects people and things like that. That's really what's been kind of being that driving force for the story.
Yeah, because before, we would write characters, and then like, oh yeah, we want this person to die. Like it didn't have any like substance to it, but like you have to really like process the impact of this person dying, and just everything that comes with it, man. Like we went through a lot, and Keenan ain't gonna say it, but he would drop a whole script and redo that whole thing and tell me you're gonna have to redraw all that. Like, you can do it in a second. If it's not like if you don't like it, you drop it and doing everything on it.
As he should though, man. He got to keep you on your toes. You know what I mean? Gotta, cause I mean, you get a little too comfortable. Now it's like, man, this quality not. The writing was really good in that last chapter. What's happening? You know what I mean? He got to get back on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it was, to be honest, it was because honestly, Dark Vulcan, before ever being released, I guess from its first conception, has had maybe 9 different, completely different iterations to it. And by the time I was writing the original script for the book after 2016, I sat, I looked at it, and I said, you know what, this doesn't feel like the original story, because the original script we had, how right now we have Kamal, Leon, and Klaus. Leon and Klaus weren't in that beginning part, and to me, writing the story that way just didn't feel right. It didn't feel true to the origins of like that story. So the way I did it, I scrapped that story. I gritted my teeth doing it, because I wrote maybe, I can't remember how many scripts I wrote, but it's all kind of, I wrote a lot of scripts on it, and scrapping it, I was like, I'd rather move it back to its origins and move forward that way. And he agreed. I didn't even want to bring it up to him. I know he's going to want to ring me from my neck. I was like, you know what, let's just do it. And I dedicated to the change. I haven't gone back on it like that much, but it's different.
Hey man, I get it, man. It's like because I mean, but that's like I guess the idea of personal experience is like the more you change, the more your story changes, right? You can tell like when you wrote something when you was 10 versus when you write something when you're 25. You're like, yeah, I might not have known enough then. You know what I mean? So I definitely get it. Moving on. What do you think makes Cerberuz Entertainment and its stories different from other publishers and stories? You know what I mean? Why should we be invested in what you guys got?
Well, my personal opinion, it's because while some companies are trying to do it right now, where our books are coming from is a mixture of both the manga and Western reading experience. From the books being read left to right, that's more of a Western experience, but we're doing a black and white manga style inside. And just the idea of having a universe in and of itself is a Western idea too. But a lot of our roots are embedded in anime. I didn't start getting into like Western comics till at least college, so that was like 2011 when the New 52 started. So there was a lot of inspiration from that point in my life too. And then that was 2011, and then by 2016, I was already mentally in a different space from when we originally made it. So there's that. Let's see. I mean, honestly, that's
all the IPs that we have for certain, everything is like connected, and really just like coming up with just the whole timeline. It doesn't matter if it's a Western piece or like a manga inspired piece. Like all this stuff is connected. So right now, Dark Vulcan is just really just like giving everybody just a little taste. So these other stories that's coming afterwards, and Dark Vulcan, we have to finish Dark Vulcan because that was the first story we ever like created together. Just like in love with that story. But like everything else is just like, I feel like everything else is gonna get a lot harder. Even in Dark Vulcan, I love Dark Vulcan, but like everything else we got just in the pipeline, it's just so much bigger than. I don't know how he did it, but he said he's gonna create this universe in one way or another. So,
and I think that's also the other factor is that the way things are, the way it's gonna go, honestly, you don't know what character that you're getting introduced to. You don't know if that character is gonna be the star of their own comic themselves in their own IP. Like the importance of these characters are it's different. They like the character you're reading in the next chapter could have their own book later on in life, and that inspiration honestly came from watching Naruto. Original Naruto back when I was in high school. No, I'm so serious. Not to this day, right now, I actually do not like Shippuden. But when I was watching the original Naruto back when it came out, it was because I hated Naruto, and I loved Rock Lee after that Guard episode, and I was so mad. I was like, why can't he be the main character? Get this guy out of here. I was like, why can't we get a spin-off of the characters we love? Like all of my favorite characters, most of my favorite characters are not the they're not the favorite characters. Took L's.
I mean, Rock Lee did take a lot of L's. I mean, we went real. Gohan. Hey, I don't. You rooting for a lot of losers right now, dog. I don't know.
Look,
You a Vegeta fan too, bro?
I lucked out. I've been binging. We binged Attack on Titan the other day, and honestly, Aaron shot up there. He's up there. He's my exclusive protagonist, favorite character. Y'all need to stop it.
Oh, wait, let's not start that discussion on here. Come on now. But let's get like one step deeper. So you kind of touched on it a little bit, but I really want to dive into it. When people read something from Cerberuz Entertainment, what should they expect? Like what should they expect when they flip open the pages or scroll through them pages? What should they expect?
I mean, honestly, expect. I would say the energy of when it comes to like maybe combat wise, I would say the energy of like your typical like shonen. But as far as like the depth of and complexity, honestly, it's depending on. I would say I have a very convoluted thought process as far as setting things up, so it can get that deep. Any small little bit of detail could just be the blow up of like the next few chapters or few volumes down the line. Just expect energy, but also expect. I would say just it's a lot of story about family and finding family. Especially starting with Dark Vulcan, is finding family and finding your place, and the ability to tell yourself that your choice, you have the choice, you always have a choice, and those choices do come with some consequences. But I feel like that's that energy that you'll get with any of our books. And
give me big, fast, and furious energy.
Yeah, and I was also saying don't. I would say expect different kind of vibes. Dark Vulcan has it has a much more, I would say, primitive vibe right now. But you can definitely expect like characters to grow, progress. Because I know like if you're, for instance, if anyone's who read Western comic books, those characters live infinitely, and they just reboot the universe and start it all over. And that's where the manga influence keeps its place, as this is a continuing thing. When these characters grow, they grow. When they die, and we're moving on. You know what I mean? Like almost if almost if Naruto and Boruto, and then we get Soruto. I don't know. Like,
I get you. I hear you.
Got to keep going, and I can connect to a whole different book on the side, things like that. So it's the joining of two different crossing books is what I'm most excited to when we release our next book, when that is and what it will be. Of course, we'll find out when we get there. But when we start doing the crossovers, is what I'm really, really excited.
Okay, I started a question. I'm gonna say that for later though. Anyway, Kadeem, you got an answer for that?
No, like he nailed it. Like honestly, like we just trying to bring a different like bring a different energy. Like I've always liked. Well, granted, I've never liked the protagonist to be the Naruto or like Goku type. Like I feel like that's been worn out a little bit. Like we need some errands and just somebody that's not gonna give just like a generic turn the other cheek type of stuff. Like I want some head busters that's ready to goddamn make something happen. And also, Keenan didn't mention it, but Dark Vulcan is kind of primitive now, but like the drip is coming.
Oh, we talking like JoJo Louis Vuitton level drip. What are you talking? Talking about One Piece watches? We getting into?
What's a good way to explain it? Like everybody got like a different. Okay, so I'll put it like
Talking about Bleach alternate covers.
Yes, I would say like Bleach. Yeah,
Okay.
Because like I've already been like putting some designs in, and Keenan's been filling them. If Keenan's filling the design, and I ain't did too much to it yet, it's a hit. I ain't even got to worry about it. That's not a win.
So you're saying next year when we do drippiest characters and manga, something like that, we're gonna have to put them in there.
We better be on the list.
Have a little anime fashion week and be like, yo, we got these new boys from Cerberuz Entertainment. I know you already seen them before, but you see the drip. You see the
I felt like it was missing because like we have a story to tell, but like another thing that's kind of missing when you're like talking about Black characters and just culture in general. Like we created drip, bro. Like all these characters supposed to have it. It don't even matter who they are. Like it just should be genetic. It's in them. So it's just like let's turn the page and make sure everybody got something. It don't matter which story it is. Like you gotta make sure.
You want to have the people on the sidewalk looking crazy. You like, who's he? Who's this guy? Like this man look like he fight. What's up with him?
Right.
Yeah, and especially just it happening, and the fun part about it for me, like especially whenever I'm seeing him send these designs, internally, I'm given the okay because I know it's already planned out how we get there. Everything about how it gets to that point is already there's reason for it. There's reason why they're not at that point now, and it's just really exciting to look and I'm like, oh yeah, that's the one. That's the one.
Oh yeah, that's
actually going back to the question about what to expect. One thing I did mention, I forget to bring up. Hairstyles will change because that's what that's just us. That's our we can do so much with it. We can characters can cut it off, grow it longer, lock it up, braid it, all types of stuff. So sometimes you'll be looking for a character and you might not know that's them in the background in the cameos because you might have switched up their hair one day. So
yeah, you boy, one day boy got braids, and next day he rocking with the twist. Day after that, boy got the afro out. Okay, I'm with it.
You gotta keep it 100% original to how things are for us. That's what we do.
No, I think it's real, man. I think the people. I mean, I said it in my Perfect Black Anime Characters video. But something that's really important to like the art style of a Black person, in my opinion. I mean, some people might disagree with me, whatever. Is hairstyles because unlike white people and unlike even Asian people, like other people, other cultures, we change our hair on the daily, on the weekly. It's like every time, especially when you got longer hair as a girl, as a guy, you walking in, you don't even know what you're gonna get yet. You like, am I gonna get the same thing I got last time? Am I gonna pull up this picture I got on Google? I took a picture of my boy's hair the other week. That one was looking fly. I might do some twist on this. I mean, it's always looking different. I mean, so it's like really important that we capture that. Like us ourselves, and anime, manga, cartoons, all that, comic books, whatever. They capture that part where it's like we are ever evolving, ever changing, and I mean that should be added into like our characteristics. So I get it. I go crazy though. That's.
It's gonna be hard to keep up with, but You gotta keep it original.
Hey, people, if you haven't read it, you know, I mean, there's one dude in there with some giant eyebrows, braid them joints, man. Get them in, get them in the braided eyebrows.
Yeah. Look, Keenan thinking like that.
He's like, I might have to do that. But since we basically talk about it now, let's get into the current book that Cerberuz Entertainment publishes and writes on. This is Dark Vulcan. Real quick, I'm like switching through like 18 different screens right now. I need another monitor. I need another monitor somewhere. I need one more. But let's talk about Dark Vulcan. How would you describe Dark Vulcan? How would you guys describe it?
Dark Vulcan is a story about a prince, young Kamau, who is basically he's a survivor with his 3 guardians. Technically, Aloe is also considered his guardian, and they're honestly survivors of a fallen nation. They just lost everything, and they're the only ones left. And the story is pretty much about Kamau not only finding out the ramifications of why the Vulcan nation is gone, why they were wiped out, but why it all had to do with his birth in the first place. So he's chasing those answers, and that has a lot to do with his family. If you read issue 1 and 2, we kind of hinted at the reason why, because he's half of 2 different nations, and though that in and of itself being illegal led to a lot of different things going on, basically the story is just basically about him not only finding those answers, but finding a way to restore Vulcan back to where it used to be.
Most of you, Kadeem, he said everything?
I don't know, he said everything.
So you guys classified it kind of saying like it was a shonen, but like kind of getting like to the genre where it fits and everything like that. What would you say like if it like an American comic book something like that? Because talking about Dark Vulcan, like as you said before, it's drawn like a manga. I mean, it's like it's black and white and stuff like that. But then, like I said, there's a lot of comic sensibilities in it, along with what comes from manga. So how would you describe it on that front? Genre wise and stuff like that.
Genre-wise, I would say if anything, it is much closer to a shonen. That's pretty much the vibe we had back when we first created it. I had the idea about it back when we were younger. Shonen was pretty much our favorite genre back then. So I didn't want to steer too far away from its origins, like I said earlier. So Dark Vulcan itself, that's more so along the lines of shonen, but that's why Kim was saying earlier, the other ideas are probably going to hit a lot differently as well, because those genres won't not everything's going to be along that genre.
Okay.
Sport, like, because we got like a sports manga too, and part of that sports manga is going to you're going to see little bits and pieces of that from Dark Vulcan. Going to bring that into its whole other thing, and the next piece is, well, I ain't gonna say like that. He gonna chop my head off.
So you the spoiler, Kadeem. So I need to talk to you a little more. And if you're the one that's be spoiling, I might need to. We might need to get a little DM chain going on, man. What's happening, man?
Right. Some cue cards of what not to say.
I don't know, but no, that's great to hear. It's great to know. You know what I mean? If you haven't read Dark Vulcan yet, you can read it on Webtoons. All the links for Cerberuz Entertainment and Dark Vulcan are in the description, so you can go check them out whenever you want to. But let's keep moving. So, what are your biggest inspirations for Dark Vulcan? Comic book wise, cartoon, anime, manga, like whatever. What are your biggest inspirations for Dark Vulcan?
When we first started Dark Vulcan, obviously, Dark Vulcan was like a Dragon Ball Z fan comic. It was like 2004, 2003 when we first started doing it. But when I graduated college, I seen a whole bunch of different stuff going on, and I got inspired to like really start writing and start creating. So I started a story. It wasn't originally Dark Vulcan, but like little bits and pieces of it. I was like, man, this reminds me of what we was doing before. And so I was just like, let me just start writing and figure out how I can piece all of this stuff together. And I really wanted to just create something of substance, something that we could have.
Mhm.
Like I know there's other Black creators out there, a lot of folks out there really doing their thing. I was just like, if I don't like at least put my foot in the door, I'm not gonna know if I'm good enough to be able to say that I am what I think that I am in my head.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just like, let me see, because I want to be able to show my kids that, if you want to do something, don't talk yourself out of doing it. Like look at this picture business forward, and let everybody in it. I honestly just want something to pass down my kids. And at that time they weren't born, but I was just thinking
Yeah, future kids. Yeah.
yeah. And I was just like, I want to have something that represents me and what I want to see from, different manga and anime and stuff like that. And when I graduated, I went to college for art.
Mm-hmm.
And technically, they said that we guaranteed employment 98% after we graduated. So I was over here looking for jobs at different arts network. I was looking up everything on Turner and Nickelodeon, and my portfolio was filled with Black characters, and everybody was telling me don't. But that's what I am. I'm not straying from what I want to see.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't get one internship. I didn't get a call back. I didn't get an interview. I didn't get nothing. So I went through a little three-year rut after I graduated, and then I woke up one day and said, "Oh, I'm gonna do this shit. Oh, I'm doing myself. That's what I was. Ain't no cussing. I think I was gonna do it myself, but I was upset. Honestly, I stopped drawing for 3 years, bro. Like I was just like, maybe it's not my thing. But that was my biggest inspiration. I said, if nobody else gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. So I just like pushed Keenan into this. He wasn't ready for it.
Well, you said I wasn't ready. I took that script and I looked at it immediately and I was like, yeah, we can do this. I didn't think we were in that headspace yet, but when he sent it to me, I was like, oh.
Don't say script because I don't want people to think that I'm official. It's very detailed outline of everything that I want.
Oh no, I know what that's like. I know what that's like. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say as far as like inspiration, as far as on the book itself, I would say a lot of influences came from, of course, like we said multiple times, Dragon Ball Z was the root. Over time, lots of inspiration from different places. Boondocks, Avatar: Last Airbender. I believe those were the main influences by the time he sent me that outline.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time I got to it, there was just a lot of other stuff that I had also just had a lot of influence in. Like, honestly, I'm not even gonna lie, one of the very biggest influences to this universe in and of itself is actually Horizon Zero Dawn, the game that came out in 2017. I kid you not, that's probably my favorite game of all time right now, just from how that story was constructed. So that's been a really big factor into the universe. And so that, of course, for me, I would say my specialty in general being like the world builder. That's the part I love that to the ends. I could do it all day if I had the time, But so that trickles down all the way down to Dark Vulcan. So those three base influences, there's just a little bit of everything. Just all types of different genres of anime stuff I've watched on some shows I've even watched on I see HBO Max. One of my favorites is Dark Materials. That's a very interesting one if you've ever heard of it. And I've actually, I think the other most major influence was when I just started doing a really deep dive into like space and just like those types of like astrophysics and things like that. I was on a really deep research binge back 2018, 2017 to 2019. And that started really influencing just my ideas for characters, powers, abilities, the world itself. So there's a lot of really different influences that I pull here and there, just depending on what the story is.
All right, bad.
So, hey,
Yeah,
you ain't gonna say much.
you the sport, Kadeem. You the spoiler. I'm gonna come to you. I'm gonna get to you. You the spoiler. I'm gonna get to you. I want to say it's funny thinking about it. You both said Dragon Ball Z, right? And I remember talking to Pat and Yin from Studio Maho. Not Team God Punch anymore. Studio Maho. And he brought up Dragon Ball too. I think Dragon Ball really putting up. They put up pro numbers in the hood. Put up pro numbers. I mean, like legendary numbers in the hood.
Like Dragon Ball Z done put a lot of folks on. It was that like me and my brother, we was just sitting there. We was Cartoon Network kids. That's all we watched. Cartoon Network.
The GOAT.
And we just flipped through the channels. And we was thinking. We just looked through the channels and we was just like, all we see, I promise, rabbits and stomping Goku's chest out, and I was like, this is my new favorite show. And never stop watching.
And it also goes to show like there's stuff that was like we would like the internet back then with Dragon Ball was different. The fan art for Dragon Ball was just different. Like we like being in elementary school and people are coming to school with printed out pictures of fan art and trading like they're trading. It's like that was the show back then, and that was when a lot of our like want to make something of our own was really like embedded in that time frame. So that's why like for this one, originally we were trying to keep it away from the Dragon Ball Z vibe, honestly. And for me, it still just didn't feel like it. And I was just like, I'm gonna make sure that it has that same energy that we originally wanted from it. But, of course, making it something needed its own real story, right? But it was just it was just too much of a strong influence not to make sure that that homage is there somewhere or another. And I think the more people, honestly, this is the way I feel like it's going to get received. I think the more people learn about Vulcans over the course of time, they're going to be like, okay, I see where they
You see, I see where the Dragon Ball Z begins. I see it. Nah.
A lot of folks don't realize that like all of our stuff is still up there, like on DNR, like all the old Dark Vulcan stuff that we did when we was like teenagers, all that stuff is still on DNR. Like I was gonna put some of it in the book so everybody could just like experience, like see how all these characters changed, because they had like green and black, spiky hair, all this other stuff that we was like full on like. I mean, he kind of looked like that, but you could tell original characters that we just created, but we didn't do like a black character like that had hair that looked like Vegeta. We made sure that we was just like switching it up a lot. But yeah, a lot of that stuff is still on there. Like a lot of what we was thinking back then, a lot of the characters have changed like drastically, like just like you just injected black.
That's dope, man. That's dope. I think about like one of the that's one of the most influential anime of all time. You know what I mean? Up there, Pokemon. Even probably up there with Astro Boy, all that. You know what I mean? The first ever. So I mean, but let's how big is the universe for Cerberuz, right? And Kadeem, what's the future of the universe? I mean, since let me get Let's get a little sneak peek, just a little snip. Let's get a Black Anime exclusive, You know what I mean?
I done told you about the sports monster. The one of them can no bad art.
Are we getting isekai? We gonna Cerberuz Isekai? What's up?
Answering the question about the scale, I said for scale, we probably have about 5 to 6 IPs on the shelf so far that are not related to Dark Vulcan at all. 5 or 6 of them, and
then we still have our own personal ones as well. Like,
yeah.
I think you have like a couple that you're doing, and then I got like 2 or 3 or something like that. But it's a lot on the show.
So as far as the universe, and I know, and we're saying universe, but to put the scale back into perspective, it's right now it's just the planet right now.
Okay.
I don't know if I want to go further than that. Right now, small team, we get there. But right now, it's just everything's on the one planet, and just for scale, like those different 5, 6 different IPs are stories happening in just other nations that could or could not interject with the ones. And man, this is very hard to describe without giving away spoilers.
Hey, just let Kadeem do it and be like, oh, it was him. It was me. It was him.
No.
It was me.
Like your face is about to blow up.
Man, because like, okay, so just just for perspective, like for me, even just writing Dark Vulcan, it's not just writing Dark Vulcan in my head. It's writing a little piece of the universe. I see the whole universe as one whole thing. And
I thought you was about to name drop.
oh no name drops. No, I'm careful about that. But yeah, it's I see the whole universe itself. So sometimes, like, and I'm gonna be honest, even sometimes when I'm writing for Dark Vulcan, I'm like, sometimes we get ahead of myself in the script and try and like prevent a plot hole before it happens. You know what I mean? Because I'm already in the other universe, like the other stories. I know kind of where they sit at. So I would say for the scale of the team, it's a pretty large universe. I would say a small universe compared to like the DC or Marvel, of course, because they a little outlandish with it.
But then they got the writer, they got the artist, and the money to do it as big as they want to do it. That's the bottom line.
Look, and honestly, that's kind of can the universe grow? Of course it can. As long as we're growing, the universe can grow. We get some more writers, some more artists. Perfectly fine with that. But as of right now, I would say it's big in comparison to other manga because they know I'm doing this. Small in comparison to the Western side.
Okay. Who's your favorite character in your manga so far?
Leon is my very favorite character.
When we started the writing for Dark Vulcan, a lot of the characters that we created were made from people in our group at that time. Like Kamal's name was Riku back in the day. That was a character that I based off myself. Leon is a character that Keenan had based off himself. And everybody else that's in the comics is literally based off somebody, you know. So of course Kamal is probably gonna be my favorite character because I created him. But can't spoil it.
You can't say a name. We don't know nothing about him yet, but he coming. You can't say a name. Can't give us a little something.
But wait, next it's chapter 3, right? Chapter 3. It's the next chapter. Or it's 4.
It's 4.
Okay, so chapter 4.
Y'all see the character by 4, but I would also think of though.
The timeline thing of them. I'm gonna keep my mouth closed.
If the picture's still up, if you watching this, and you want to know who the character is, go to the Optimus Twitter and just scroll down his media. Got all the pictures out there.
Y'all see him, y'all know when you see him. It's just like that. But for real, it's funny though because like you said, a lot of those characters were created by one of our closest friends, like our brothers, like. And back then we were just kids, essentially just role playing with some action figures in our spare time during the summer, and that's where these characters were literally birthed from. And so it's kind of hard to not have that very character as your favorite because that's the one that carried us here. So Leon is always my favorite because his energy, like. His type of energy is usually my favorite kind of character. You might just learn about the successful team go on. Not the adult Gohan.
The good Gohan, the good Gohan. Good.
I don't know. Off topic. And I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna just leave it on the table. For as many people that do not, why are you like many people that talk about Gohan and all his L's, and there's so many people that just love Vegeta for some reason.
Hey! I don't like Vegeta. I'm not.
It's beyond me. On the table for those Vegeta lovers. Vegeta and Gohan in the same boat, but I'm gonna just let that sit. But yeah, Leon's definitely Gohan vibes when I create. Definitely.
All right. That's basically all the general questions I got. I got a few story specific questions. And then we go and get out of here. Before we do that, let me ask. I feel like I had one more general question. I guess this isn't general. Do we have a timeline for when we're going to be getting new books and everything? Or are we playing it by ear?
You looking at me? Okay, so I got look on big, so everything slow down.
Yeah, you got a little small miracle in your house now, yeah.
And as soon as I get my schedule straight, I can bang the babies out. But like right now, what we're trying to do is put some more content out in the meantime. But we want to have everything done by dream time. Like chapter 3 and chapter 4 should be done by dream time, and we should have the volume out as well. So
you saying that for me since I tweeted that I only buy volumes? Yeah, that was that for my benefit?
Yeah.
He said, I remembered you. I remember you said that. Yeah. Hey, you can't see him back there, but all those comic books back there, every single one's a volume. There ain't one single issue back there. Actually, no, that's a lie. I got a single Gray. I got a single God Punch. And I got 2 single God Punches, 2 single Gray. But even then, I haven't bought. If Pat's never gonna listen to this, I love Pat. He's never gonna listen to this. But release the volume, bro. Like y'all, I've seen that man say he scrapped like 8, 10, 20 chapters the other day. I don't care. Give me a volume, bro. Give me Blade volumes in the omnibus. Give me part 1 and part 2 together for like 50 pages. Give me that. Give me Yin. You might listen to this. Give me that. That's what I want. I'm a simple man. I'll pay $30. I'll pay $30 for it. You know what I mean? I think about it real quick. Give me a signed copy. I'll pay $30. Hey.
That's the thing also when we were trying to do original. That's kind of why chapter 1 it seems like it's just like not enough content in it. Because we were really doing the volume. We should knock out 4 chapters and put it out. But with everything going on, like a lot of Coach waiting for Dark Vulcan. I didn't realize that until somebody, I think they showed me a screenshot of their own personal Discord, and they're like, so when did Dark Vulcan? I'm like, people know about it? Okay, hold on. Like, we need to be able to give people something.
Mm-hmm.
And it's supposed to drop with 2020, but that's when our podcast is. Right? Yeah. There's too much going on there. So, let's just put some stuff out. We may go to strictly doing webtoons until we can get the volume out. So nobody got to buy like the little the separate issues or whatever.
Yeah.
But you can experience it on webtoons and then drop the volume whenever you get to whatever chapter King decides you want to get that volume from. But if you need a date, 3 and 4, I'm trying to do it together. 3 and 4, Amazon's slow, bro. 3 and 4 need to be done by May. That's why May was made for both of those chapters. Because Amazon's gonna take forever to send me my books.
I mean, just being honest. As long you have to split up on webtoons because I know a lot of people do love reading online. I get it. People have read 1,000 pages online within 6 hours. You know what I mean? But I'm being selfish right now. I'm thinking about myself. I don't like reading online. I used to have a Nook. I used to have a Nook when I was a kid. That was cool for me. I mean, it was low light. You know what I mean? But the thing is, a page on a Nook was like one page on Nook was like 3 parts of one page on a real book. And I'm like, just give me the real book. Like I enjoyed my Nook. I had like 40 comic books on it. I had 30 regular books. I enjoyed my Nook. But at the same time, there's nothing the same as like a fresh piece of paper. You know what I mean? I might sound old school. Somebody be like, yeah, we read it. We read.
I've been on both sides of the spectrum. Not even gonna lie. When I first started reading DC back in 2011, I was full digital. I didn't feel like going out to the comic book shop. I was bummy back then. I didn't care. I was kind of in college and broke. I was screwed. And then one of my closest friends up there in college, I guess he couldn't stand to see me just get these from digitally. He took me to the comic shop. So taking, we gonna go buy some books. And I've honestly never gone back. To this day, I just have books on my pull list. And some of them I haven't even got, most of them I haven't even read yet, but it's like maybe 10, 20, 30 books I'll probably pick up and I'll be like, I'll get to you when I get to you.
You know, that's like the only thing where like I'm gonna admit I'm a little elitist on. I'll be like, P, they see you read digitally, they're like, digitally, you know, you don't got the book at home. You don't got the book. You don't got the book. Like people talk about Batman Long Halloween, and they're like, hey, you know, I've read the whole thing on. I got the volume. Stop. Come on. I know. It's blurry, bro. We can't even see it, man. You got your blur. Yeah, I like that purple one. That purple one's up. The purple one. So you about to make me show the video again. You about to make me show the video again, so people can see it. Let me show it one more time. Let me show the video again, so y'all can see. Y'all can see how nice that cover is. Let me show that video one more time. But
also, that's also the reason though. Just the other side of it. That's also the reason why we made the option to make it available for free on webtoons. Is just being a part of the Western side of things. I understand. Like I've seen a lot of people in the pirating debate, and I saw a lot of people genuinely have a hard time getting access to those kind of books because they may not be in the U.S. Those books are available much later, or it might cost way more, and it's less affordable for them. And so I just figured, let's just make it also available for free for anybody who can't really afford to, because at the end of the day, we just want to get the story out there, and for people who enjoy it, they can keep enjoying it. And if and when they have the ability to support, they will.
Another thing, I just want to say, the quality is going up, bro. The first one, the second one, the quality is going up.
that variant cover you got for the second one with the green on it, you're gonna have to go to that's the back. Oh, it's the back cover. That joint tough. That joint is so tough. That I like that better than the front cover. I ain't going cap. I like that better than the front cover.
But I mean, that was my thing. Like, we are gonna get into the variant covers once we get into like a consistent group. But like one thing I was talking to my brother about was the fact that like we have a stage to where we're creating comics and for people that for our people that need to see characters like them. But we also do have an obligation to make sure we bring them top quality stuff. Because we can't be begging folks to come support black comics and not trying to get them same stuff that they would get if it is or showing them whatever the case may be. Like, we got to deliver. So that's the main reason why I'm taking my time trying to make sure everything looks straight because of chapter 3 and chapter 4 gonna hit. And I gotta make sure the art match the writing. And I don't need people to be confused on what's going on. Like, we gotta hit. So chapter 3 and chapter 4 cover gonna hit, art gonna hit, story gonna hit. Y'all better get ready because we drop.
So as we move on to the story to the questions, any viewers, if y'all got questions for them as we talk, just post it in the chat and I will ask them. That's the point of going live. The point of going live is, you know what I mean, the fans got questions, ask them, you know what I mean? So I only got 2, the 3. I thought of one. What we was talking. I only got 3. So Bo was really the good one at this. You know what I mean? Bo never gonna watch this. I might force Bo to watch this, but gets this far. Bo, next time I should have called him. Be like, hey, Bo, give me the questions. But first we've talked about the universe and stuff like that already. Whatever. But in episodes 1 and 2, not episodes. I say episodes. I guess it's like anime. And chapters 1 and 2. Have we seen any Easter eggs yet, or you know what I mean? Have we seen anything that y'all can tell us? You know what I mean? Unless y'all want to bless us. I mean, get that Black Anime exclusive. That Black Anime exclusive.
As far as Easter eggs, I'm not even gonna lie. In 1 and 2, no Easter eggs yet.
No.
Easter eggs start in 3 and 4. I'll give that'll be the exclusive Easter egg start.
Okay. So we should look for in 3 and 4 what's gonna happen in the future. We be like,
Well, I mean, if we, I don't know how to answer that.
Keep your eyes peeled on 3 and 4, y'all. I'm gonna need all the theorists. I'm gonna need y'all to start acting up. All right, I'm gonna start acting a fool. Give us some, man. Give us something about that. But So of all the theorists that Dark Vulcan fans, when 3 and 4 drop, I'm gonna need to see the threads on the timeline. I need to see the threads. I need to see them. Keenan thing to say, he said, "Should I say something? Should I not say it?"
Right. Technically, if I'm really thinking about it, chapter 1, that was I'll say the outposts that they were in with that scientist. That is technically Easter. There's more to that than just some random encounter.
I mean, I figured. They kind of trying to drop some hints with the dude saying, "Oh yeah, like the Vulcan powers on like whatever, all that stuff like that." So kind of drop some hints about that. So actually moving into that, so for the Vulcan thing, right? My question is, do all Dark Vulcan powers, do they all manifest as elemental powers, or is it wider than that? Like we gonna get somebody with like super strength or like something like that?
Well, I guess the simplest way to answer that is all Vulcans technically do have elemental powers.
Okay.
The Dark Vulcan itself is more of an enhancement of it. It's like getting a cursed version of their power.
Oh, okay.
And don't get me wrong. When I say element, I don't mean just generic. This is fire. This is lightning. This is wind. It's at base you can look at it like that, but it can vary to the point where it could just be a effect of or a certain kind of of that element, or a certain property of that element could be the power too. So,
Like talk was earth beating, and she started doing another like the different levels to the art.
Oh, I get it. So, fire, then lava, stuff like that. You know what I mean? Okay,
Yeah.
okay. All right.
So, I guess one thing I will say is just pay attention when it comes to Kamau. Just pay attention because the way he's set up.
If we can finish this story, when we finish this story, if Kamau isn't mentioned with the rest of these top, like powerful fighters in the anime, I would be surprised. It's really dope. Like I really don't know how you.
I was writing Kamau's power when I was on my Superman eyes. Get ready.
Oh, and it was New 52 Superman. Jesus.
Reverse Superman.
Oh, I see. Oh my.
Yeah, so I was on the reverse Superman.
This man's a killer. This man's a killer.
On top of that, we can't really look at Kamau as if he's going to. It's not like it's going to be like a Deku, Todoroki, and Bakugo type deal. Like everybody is on the same level. Like all the folks, they got, like ain't nobody going to really be left behind.
No child left behind.
All right, Bill Clinton. Okay. All right, Bill.
Right.
But I mean, that's honestly one of my rules. It's
Also, yeah. And I was gonna say. So it's also not Naruto. We're not getting the Sakura not getting left behind.
The worst part, the most powerful one, the dog.
Hey.
Sakura could have done that type of script, though.
Ooh.
But yeah, no, I don't like leaving characters behind like that because I feel like even if
Highlight.
you don't have the scaling of physical power, like your spotlight will be somewhere else. Like I don't really like the idea of just leaving characters to the wayside, unless they're like literally like a non-important character, just some random NPC. You know what I mean? So I definitely like to utilize as many of the characters and make them relevant. Even if they disappear for a while, I guarantee they are coming back. You'll see them somewhere, and they might be in another book.
Okay.
Really
Oh.
If you need to know who is the strongest out of like the or the characters that we've shown, he is strong.
Okay.
Right now.
Wait, not out of everybody show. Out of the younger characters.
That's what I said. Yeah, out of the younger story.
Yeah, out of the youngest generation. Okay. Yeah.
All right. Last question I got for real is so what exactly is Soulite? And so because I was reading it when I reread both chapters twice, like 2-3 times, and I was like, okay, like explain Soulite a little bit, and then it showed up like in the pill form. So then again, of course, I thought about like hundreds of different things. You know what I mean? But then also it talks about like it being able to like how I think it's Kamau's father, right? He's the king and he has to absorb energy. So I'm like, is it like a mineral thing that's be for consumption, or is it like a vibranium Wakanda deal, or is it something else entirely?
It's definitely a mineral. It's a mineral. This is where I have to keep my spoiler stuff out. Because at base, there is a lot to it. I would say in its simplest terms, you can think of it like the vibranium for Vulcans. But that's at its simplest form. It is a mineral, and I guess the best way to describe it would be it's their main resource. They use it for a lot of very different things, but the thing that makes it different than just being a vibranium for them is not. It's more of so its own resource, its own thing. So like doesn't exist without Vulcans existing.
Okay.
It can't exist without Vulcans existing. So it's more so tied to Vulcans themselves, and it'll pop up a lot more, and it becomes I would say it becomes a diplomatic type of resource.
Okay. I actually thought I was gonna flex in my non-research. I didn't put talking about like the names for everything. Like the Solite. Kamaro's name, the Vulcans, or that. Are they? Is this a rooted in history, culture type thing, or is it like some y'all was just writing on the chalkboard one day?
So like honestly, that is probably going to be your biggest hint to Kamau and his powers. Is the name Solite. Yeah, because I've already said this. If people seen the archives back on Instagram, you'll know. So I'm just saying off rips. Kamau's power, while he thinks it is just fire, it's not fire. He literally has the ability every cell in his body operates like the sun. So he is literally like an active sun. So back in chapter 1, that explosion, that little explosion he went through was when he activated his Dark Vulcan was like a star being born. So,
you know what? I'm seeing the rebirth Superman now. I'm seeing the rebirth Superman now. I'm getting where it comes from. I get where it came from. I'm seeing the inspiration right there.
I'm just like
all the Vulcan powers, like they stem from
if you think about it in that way, and that's a very good way to put it, because how we mentioned the elements, all the elements that they have are heat related in one way or another. Leon has lightning, and while Klaus it is wind, it's actually technically more heat than wind. So, and I think probably my favorite part about the Vulcans is gonna be the Dark Vulcan, because what we showed in issue 1 was just kind of just the activation of that in their genes. They haven't actually used their Dark Vulcan. They haven't done anything with it, and you'll see more of where that experience took them in 3 and 4.
Okay.
Because we're still kind of working in that flashback before I just cap that flashback up. It's gonna have some relevance in what where they're going and what they're doing in issue 3. So yeah, we're gonna be moving more so into like the actual real combat, the way they use their powers. A lot of stuff happened between that first flashback and when they actually got to combat. So yeah, we'll see how Kamau's star powers work.
All right. So that's really all the questions I have for today. Again, I'm really thank y'all for coming on. I had to do it. Again, me and Kadeem talked about this. Me and Kadeem was talking about this for a minute, and so I'm really happy. I've read Dark Vulcan, and I can't wait for his future. What else comes out? Can't wait for the sports story and this Isekai story. Can't wait for those two either. You know what I mean? I'm confirming that in the canon. Whether it's true or not, we'll find out. I'm confirming that in the canon. We back on the pod. This is the pod. We back on the pod. So we gotta get the last words. So, I'm pretty sure y'all have listened to our pods before. So you know how last words work. If you got some slander you want to get off, if you want to just say what's up to the peoples, I'm gonna go last, of course. Whatever y'all gotta say, go ahead and talk your shit. Talk your shit.
I was gonna say, for one, like I do want to say that I appreciate everybody that's been talking about Dark Vulcan, and it's really showing the love and appreciation for what we're trying to do. Because honestly, I promise you, like when we dropped the first chapter, we didn't think anybody was gonna pick it up. We thought like Dad, competitors gonna pick it up, and that was it. But then it was just like all over the timeline, Dark Vulcan stuff on Twitter. So it was very refreshing. These interviews with everybody has been like amazing, and it's very humbling, honestly. And we just want to make sure we deliver for everybody. We can't wait to see everybody at the same time. Hopefully, we get a table Because we're giving away free stuff. Keenan been working on some dope 3D stuff, so y'all just be on the lookout. We like to give stuff away, honestly. So if oh yeah, and Aaron is dope. That's it. That's all I got.
Aaron, hey. Strong words. I'm with it. So, Keenan, what you got for us?
Definitely, I'm still on the humble training. I can't, because honestly, I'm just too grateful for everybody who has been supporting us. Because, like you said, we weren't even expecting the level of support that we got. But it's just been an entire journey, and since the release of Dark Vulcan issue 1, it's just been this switch in the head. It's like, I don't want to let down these people that love it. We don't want to let y'all down. So that's why we've been just taking time to even just increase the quality, make sure that it's tip top. The story, we don't want nobody confused, like Kip said earlier. So I'm just grateful because this was the thing. This was the thing that's been on our mind since 8th grade. So this has been the dream, and I appreciate that. And my wild side is making me tell everybody, Aaron did nothing wrong. He is completely justified in everything he's doing. Would I do it? No.
Probably.
But can I say his method is not effective?
I mean, and hey, it stops the oppression. I mean, hey.
I mean, it's suppression on both sides.
Wait till you see that junk in Dark Vulcan.
All right. For my last words, I'm gonna say it a little earlier. I'm gonna say it again right now. Like I said, this is the Optimist on Twitter, King Lemur on Twitter, and we everything, all the links for the webtoon, for their Twitter. I don't have their Instagram on there, but it's the same names, I think, right? Is all in the description. So if you are interested in reading Dark Vulcan, which you should be, if you stayed for most of it or you watched at least 30 minutes of this, you should be interested in reading Dark Vulcan. Go ahead and read it on Webtoons. Follow them up on Twitter and everything. I want to say I'm happy to be back. This is going to release after on the pod sites after. It's only 4 viewers. This is going to release after we release our 2 coming back pod. So this is the second coming back pod. So anybody who's listening to this, listen to that one. Really, I mean, I love y'all. Really glad to have the followers, the fans, and the listeners that we do have, and that stay with us when we ain't dropped nothing in 8 months. 8 months, been a long time coming. But we're on YouTube, so if you're on the pod, I mean, it's not gonna make sense to you. But subscribe, smash that like button, guys. But not for real. If you love this kind of stuff, we're gonna be doing it more often, probably about once a month. Also, we'll be dropping highlights from this all the way up until not all the way up until either I run out of content for it, or we're not out of good things we talked about, or we get up to the next interview and then we'll move on to the next one, obviously. So again, I want to thank them. Look in the description for it. And do I have any slander? It's been a long time. I've been watching a good amount of anime. It's been a long time. This isn't slander, but it is something. It is a conversation I had on Twitter. When you follow us on Twitter, I'll be having a lot of conversations. I try to argue with people. I have a lot of conversations. And I'm gonna say this: a valid critique of an anime is that the animation is the best part of it. That's a valid critique of an anime. And I'm gonna lay it on the table. If you listen to our reviews, we break it out. We got story, characters, animation, and production, which is sound design and stuff like that, right? So animation, if you watch an anime and the only thing you like about it is the animation, that is a valid critique. All right, and somebody might tell you, no, you can't say it's just good because of animation. You can say whatever you want. All right, I'm gonna be honest. That's a valid critique. If somebody tells me that Fate Go is only good because of the fights, I might be like, you kind of right. I mean, the story beats them, but you kind of right. You know what I'm saying? So, especially in the times now where even the stuff that looks standard with a lot of standard looking stuff, all the animation necessarily looks the same. So if you're watching something and you're like, oh, this looks just like everything else, but the story's really good, that means the art style and animation ain't really hitting the way it's supposed to. But if you're watching something where the animation and art style is going crazy, but you're just like whatever on the story, then that means the animation and art style is strong, the strongest piece of the show. So that's a valid critique. That's a valid critique. Sean. Hey, you see, don't say Baltimore's name like that.
It's because like the animation is so much different than what we rated it in. It's hitting everybody's mind. And honestly, I haven't watched the recent season, but I watched the first season, so I'm like, oh, dope animation. Let me watch it. I ain't that invested into the story yet, but the animation is the reason why I turned it on. You know, so.
Yeah, honestly, I would say if someone can judge an anime off of the dub, being that it is the dub or the sub, and being that is the audio production, you can definitely critique it based off the animation 100%. Because
I'm never mentioning dub or sub.
I don't know why you did the first time. When I saw that, I was like, yo. Every once in a while, somebody I follow, like one of you guys creators like that, who aren't big social media heads, they'll say something. I'll be like, why would you say that? I was like, hey, you got the engagement though. You went low key viral for a minute. You got the engagement though, but I was.
And then it was just, I'm blown. I said, what the heck? And I was just sitting there looking at everybody like, oh, you stupid if you watch
Oh my gosh.
Like teenagers, like they got all day, bro.
All day, bro. Or the people like me who work from home. You know what I mean? So I get bored. I'm just turning around like, dang, you watch dub, loser. You got a baby, bro. You got a baby. You work 2 jobs at home. Relax. We're not living like you. Oh, 3 jobs. So, but I'm gonna clip this. The content. And I'm putting Demon Slayer in the title too. Demon Slayer is mid. Oh.
actually, first of all, I think the word mid. Everybody ruined the word.
Oh yeah, yeah. The word mid does not mean anything anymore. It doesn't mean anything anymore. Yeah.
If it's mid, everyone puts it in the bag because everybody wants a 10 or above. And I'm like,
makes no sense. Makes no sense. Makes no sense. But
I've enjoyed plenty of terrible games.
Yeah.
And I will admit they're terrible games. I've enjoyed some okay games. I will admit they're okay games, but I'm gonna enjoy them. But the way everybody does this mid discourse is like, what? So what are you looking for? What are you looking for?
Oh, no, that's fine. There's a few anime, especially that over the past 2 years, especially since we've been like really heavy into the space, where people have been like, "Oh, nah, man, that show's mid. I don't even watch." Now I'm looking at the tweet. I'm like, so what did you expect? Like, and I'm not saying like it could be better than it is because a few of them can be, yeah. But it's like people go with it and like, "Oh, nah, it's mid." Like the main character. Like so this, I wouldn't even say Demon Slayer is mid. I don't think Demon Slayer is mid. I don't like in the sense that like it's an average series. I would still put it at a 7 or 8. I think it really does the shonen formula really well, right? Would I say it as a meme? Yeah. But would I say it actually meaning it? No. But like people going to a story, it'll be like let's say like somebody said that painter anime that was on Netflix. I can't remember what it's called right now. Somebody said, "Oh yeah, man, boy was just in there painting the whole time. That shit was mid." Bro, it's an anime about painting, right? But like that's where that's how it comes off to me when people say mid. Because like I feel like when most people who say it don't really mean it in like the sense of where like it's middle of the road. It's like it's 5 or 6, not amazing, not bad. That's what a 5 is. A 5 is not amazing, not bad. You call a girl a 5, she might have it upstairs, but she not have nothing downstairs. You know what I mean? Like you know what I'm saying? Like she she alright. She got a little face, you know what I'm saying? Like, but she like that's not, you know what I'm saying? So oh yo. Oh my gosh. All right, let's go ahead and end it. Let's end it here. We had an hour 25. Good time. Peace. Again, want to thank y'all for coming on here. Hopefully we do it again when the volume's released or something. Might do a little short or something. I don't know. Figure it out. Maybe do it again in a year or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But yeah, let y'all cook. Let y'all cook for a little bit. Come back to me with something special. All right. Let's drop. I want the Isekai chapter first. I like that.
See, look what you did now.
Try that, yo. The sports one, I want that too. But you know, if a black person can make a good Isekai, you know what? Hey man, Mushika Tensei really opened up the doors. So yeah. So all right, y'all. So everybody who watched this live, really appreciate y'all. Probably sending a tweet after this too. Anybody who's watching the replay, appreciate you. Appreciate it. You made it to the end. You watched the whole hour and 30. I appreciate you. All right, and I mean, come if you're gonna watch this far, you might as well go to their Twitter. You might as well go to the webtoon and read it. You here for a reason. All right, so thank y'all again, and people watching, drop a comment, drop a like, subscribe if you're listening on the pod right now. I subscribe to whatever pod service you're on. Give us a comment, rate us on that. That really helps us with engagement and finding new people to listen and stuff like that. So. If you want us to stick around, you want us to get bigger and better, then y'all gotta put some work in too. We can't be doing everything. I'll be doing a lot. Y'all don't know. I'll be doing a lot. All right. So I can't be doing. I need y'all help sometime. So this is the time I need y'all help. So yeah. So thank y'all and appreciate everyone for watching. Appreciate y'all for being here. And that's all we got. Let me end this stream. I'm not gonna say bye. I'm gonna say peace out to the people.